Hello and welcome to the next video of the LEC preview. We're covering Karmine Corp, KC. Going into this season, I have them ranked 6th of the 10 teams, and I believe that's the floor, given I have Callist at 10, and I know he is probably going to be better than that. In terms of last year, they were 9th in championship points, had nothing until summer. They bring in Kana, they bring in Closer, and they got better. So that is a thing. And in the end, though, only 90 championship points, which ranked 9th in the league. So in top lane, you have Kana, a Korean import formerly of T1, Nongshim, etc. I have him ranked 4th based on his stat line from last season in 21 games. More high resource than not. 2.7 KDA, 58.1 KP, 8 CS per minute. Now, last season, he didn't take on that high resource role. 58% KP is representative of that. 3 out of every 5 kills. That's pretty high for a top laner. And historically, I think back to his Nongshim Graves and how that was really dominant. And just his high resource play is usually where his bread and butter's at. However, on this team, I feel like he is going to have to play weak side and be more of a solidifying force given the formulation of it. The 1.3 share differential from last year and 1.29 ROI. I feel like that's going to change this season with resource output. When I added up all the share percentage on this team, it actually came out to like a positive 2%. So there is enough carry threat on this team. If Callist even does half as well as last year in terms of damage share minus gold share from the team. 30 gold ahead, 2.53 vision efficiency, so relatively even in the laning phase. 13 champions in 21 games is notable. Wide champion pool. 24 years old, Nara, Renekton, and Gragas, 38% of his picks. Behind him is Mainter. Mainter's numbers are not fantastic. So 3.7 KDA, 50.7 KP, and a 7.3 CS per minute. That screams weak side facilitator, if anything ever did. -1 share differential, but still 1.28 ROI, which makes you want to look at his team a bit. I don't watch ERLs. Maybe the team he was on in ERLs dealt a ton of damage and he just didn't have resources, but yet dealt damage. But it's a puzzling stat line to say the least. Down 5 gold at 15 minutes, 2.78 vision efficiency, 14 champions, 78 games. In the jungle role, they bring in Yike. Yike is ranked 1st amongst junglers in the LEC going into this season. 4.7 KDA, 73.7 KP, 6.2 CS per minute. Obviously great on G2. Now we'll see how he does when he's not alongside Caps. At the tier 1 level, of course. I know he played in ERLs prior to joining G2, but that's irrelevant to me when it comes to tier 1 play. Let's see if you can show up, and especially without the best Western player of all time alongside you. -2.2 share differential and 1.2 ROI, so very efficient, more carry oriented at his best. 80 gold ahead, 3.87 vision efficiency, 21 champions in 115 games, 24 years old. Vi, Brand, and Ivern, 30% of his picks. So that shows his champion pool, right? He's got a Vi, a Brand, and an Ivern. That you couldn't get much different than those 3 in terms of what it brings to the table to a team. Bukata is behind him. Bukata, 3.9 KDA, 71.4 KP, 5.4 CS per minute. Another low resource player on their KC Blue squad. -2.3 share differential, 1.21 ROI. So still put up the same amount of peripherals as Yike. Down 160 gold though, 15 minutes, 4.16 vision efficiency, 14 champions in 78 games. And I will say this too about Yike's champion, his stat line. The vision efficiency leaves a lot to be desired on a team that was so good. If your team is that good, you should be able to invade and find good opportunities for ward placement, especially with all his Ivern games, and it just didn't come to fruition. Mid lane is Vladi. Vladi joined the team in summer with Kana and with Closer. Should have said that when I mentioned it in the beginning of the video. This stat line here includes his KC Blue stats. His KC Blue stats were not factored in to where he's ranked because that wouldn't make any sense. So his summer stats relative to everybody else in the LEC, would rank 6th. He was the 6th best mid laner last season. 4.4 KDA, 70.1 KP, 9.3 CS per minute last year. Pretty damn good. Higher resource. 4.4 KDA, 1.44 damage divided by gold. Down 20 gold at 15 minutes. 2.42 vision efficiency. 14 champions, 61 games, 21 of the 61 being in the LEC. So this stat line isn't super great, but it is better than Sakin. Sakin had to get out of there, and Vladi joins the fray and does pretty well. At 19 years old last year, may have been 18 for this portion. Azir Talia Tristana, 52% of his picks. Slow Q is the backup, a Korean import. 5 KDA, 67 KP, 9.1 CS per minute, all solid numbers. Good KDA. 5 share differential, 1.59 ROI. 180 gold ahead, 2.51 vision efficiency, 16 champions, 61 games. I doubt he pushes Vladi for play. There are many LEC veteran mid laners out there that didn't find a team yet this year, and I doubt that Slow Q is the guy that would replace Vladi if things start struggling for the team. 80 carry is Kalist. So Kalist has been highly touted for a long time. Hell, they couldn't play him last year only because of the rules of the league, that he was too young to play. He is highly touted. A lot of people are going to give him shit when he struggles in the beginning, because those struggles are going to happen with a young player. I've never seen a player with such a great stat line a couple of years ago at his age. I'd never seen a player, at least in the West, with stat lines like this. It's honestly pretty insane. And even like his reliance and how much KC really fed him last year, fed him gold. Like he had 500 gold per minute. You do not see 500 gold per minute like in a stat line for a series, let alone an entire year. Almost 80 games of play. This kid is really good. I really hope that people just shut the fuck up when he struggles so he can have an opportunity to develop, but people can't help themselves because they're embarrassed with where they sit in their own lives, that they just got to bring a young player down. But I think that he has a very bright future. Now, 6 KDA is 71.4 KP, 10.3 CS per minute with some Senna games, which is incredible. Just 1 second. Okay, I think I was at the 10.3 CS per minute. I think that speaks for itself, given the Senna games, that it's high. He's high resource. He really is. Feed him the gold. 4.8 share differential, 1.62 ROI, 340 gold ahead of 15 minutes, 2.79 vision efficiency, 19 champions in 78 games for a player of his age is very nice as well. Wide champion pool, 18 years old. Zeri, MF, Kaisa, 36% of his picks last season. He's ranked 10th only because he's the only rookie 80 carry going into the season in the LEC. By default, that's where he is. Now, I could see everyone else finishing where they are here and him not being 10th, and they'll be better than 6th. Behind him is Exakick. I have no clue why Exakick decided to go to KC Blue. I really don't. I think he has a super bright future still as well. He's finally away from DOS, and I think that's all he's needed. I don't know what the deal was before. This stat line ranks 10th if he was an LEC 80 carry this season. His stat line was terrible last year. His stat line's been very good in years past as he was coming up. I just think his support was the problem. 3.5 KDA, 67.7 KP, 9.2 CS per minute, so 2 out of every 3 kills. 2.5 share differential, 1.44 ROI. Those are ugly. Very inefficient, not giving the team much return on the gold he was getting. Down 90 gold at 15 minutes, 2.63 vision efficiency, 10 champions, 33 games. A much maligned support is Targamas. Targamas, ever since he left G2, really hasn't lived up to what he was on that team. I thought he was pretty damn good on that one. Some would argue that I think hindsight, after seeing his play afterwards, are making people say that he stunk on G2. I really wish they would show the receipts for when they, like, during 2022, when that supposedly this was a thing. I do wonder if people were saying it then or if they just held their tongue and now want to say it. But 2.5 KDA, 71 KP, negative 6.2 share differential, 0.65 ROI, very traditional facilitator, support, healer, things like that. He's not going to go create in the lane in the 2v2 and try and be aggressive and get some damage down, which is good alongside a rookie support, rookie AD carry. Down 130 gold at 15 minutes, 1.87 ROI, 15 champions in 39 games, ranks 7th in the LEC. If you know, I think there are at least two rookie support, so second from the bottom. 24 years old, Rakan Nautilus Rel, 51% of his champion pool. Piro is a Korean import who they have at support alongside Exakick, and we'll see. Hell, this guy could do good along Exakick. Exakick finally has a chance here and can join a team again before the end of the season. 4 KDA, 70 KP, negative 5.1 share differential, and a 0.85 ROI, which means he's the opposite of Targamas. He gets in and tries to make things happen, at least in the games he played in ERLs. 185 gold ahead, 1.88 vision efficiency, 13 champions, 69 games. Now, an area where this team may have problems is coach. Rhea is the coach, very limited LEC experience, only last season. We can say, well, in the LFL he did this. I don't care. What did he do tier 1? At this level. When we were against the best of the best in players and in coaching staffs. He went 9-19 last season with a 32% win rate in regular season and 6-6 in summer playoffs for a 50% win rate. So you see, he got better. That's where, hopefully this person can make Vladi and Kalist better. I don't care. I mean, he was a coach of Kalist a couple of years ago. Let's see if he can make Vladi better. And then the other part of this, can the three veterans bring these two along at a high level? Can kind of play that role if you were to think of like EG of 2022, if you will, where you kind of allow the mid and 80 carry to develop and get better as the season goes along. That's kind of the way I'm looking at this roster the more I think about it. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.